Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is a gorgeous titanium rubber-clad 2009 limited edition of 100 pieces from Audemars Piguet. You are looking at the Royal Oak Offshore Tour Auto, a long-running classic car road rally. For many years, counted Audemars Piguet as a primary sponsor, and so there have been several Tour Auto limited editions, but this one, the 2009, is the king of them all. It is the cream of the crop. The watch, 42 millimeters in diameter in titanium, measures probably thinner than you would expect at 14.4 millimeters thick, but as broad as you would expect. It's 54 from lug tip to lug tip, and if we add these intermediate links, they're called plots. Total distance across the wrist is 59 millimeters, but don't let that dissuade you. Get a look at it on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, where I think it sits light and feels great. I'll let you decide whether it appears properly sized for me, but remember, this is an offshore, and an offshore shouldn't look too small. I'd say my wrist is fine, but you probably don't want to wear it on a smaller wrist. It is flatter than you'd think, and I'll have no trouble sitting underneath a jacket cuff, but maybe not the tightest of dress sleeves. Here's your down the barrel, where you can see that the case is not beyond the edge of my wrist, though it is large and prominent. So again, knowing the size of my wrist, I'll let you determine whether or not it's too large or just right. Taking a look at the strap, you can see here we have, rather than the hornback cut typically seen on Royal Oak Offshores, we have a rectangular scale cut of the animal. It is black gloss. You can see thickly bolstered to give it volume, a folded edge, a monotone stitch, calfskin on the bottom, Audemars Piguet factory strap. We have a clasp. It's the AP single fold logo clasp, and it is also media blast titanium, just like the watch. Taking a look now at the watch, one of the features that always gives me a sense of comfort when I examine these is that they are quite robustly assembled, with a screw and bar fixing the clasp to the strap, and then the strap fixed to the case with screws and bars. So none of the disasters that can occur with spring bars. This is a more secure system. You can appreciate that we've got a very integrated look, even though the classic Gerald Genta Royal Oak features an integrated bracelet. Audemars Piguet has always designed the strap offshores, which are descended from the original Royal Oak, to look very integrated, whether they're on bracelets or on straps. And of course, designer Emmanuel Guet, who created the Royal Oak Offshore back when he was in his early 20s, back in the early 90s, he wanted everything to look like one element flowed into the other. So even on straps, these look highly integrated. You can see that we've got a lot of the same elements you'd have on a standard Royal Oak. It's all in a media blast satin, but there are the bevels on the edge of the lugs. You can see we have the fastening on the flanks of the case. We have the crown guard structures, including very fine micro bevels on those. The nitrile or polymer covers to the pushers are red. The shoulder to the crown, red. You can see the hexagonal form, which is the same form of the bolts in the bezel. The bezel is titanium rubber wrapped, and the way it is with rubber clads at AP is whatever the metal of the watch is, that is what's wrapped under the rubber. So if you want to get a bezel for a gold rubber clad, you're going to be paying for a gold bezel. Even though it's rubber clad, it would look the same if it were steel, but AP is not letting you off that easy. So the bezel is always the same material underneath the rubber as the case. You can see that the bezel gasket here is not as easy to discern. Normally on a Royal Oak Offshore, it stands out quite prominently. Here, from a distance, it looks like it's all part of the bezel. So it's a little bit more cohesive, I would say, than the standard watch with a metal bezel. Of course, we've got the rounded octagonal form of the bezel, a throwback to Gerald Genta's Royal Oak, the 5402 of 1972, and that was inspired in its day by a vintage diving helmet. You can see how the character line of the bezel continues into the mid-case and into the case back. Solid case back watch. We'll do a quick lume shot now so you can see that. No shortage of lume. And we have a black mega tapisserie dial. It is the giant hobnail. Now, the petite tapisserie is what you will get on a jumbo. Grand tapisserie is what you get on like a 15500. And then the mega, which is stamped, is what you get on an offshore. And as you can see, these are very large hobnails. The hands and the numerals are white gold. The tachometric scale outboard, which is calibrated to 1,000 units, so for kilometers. You use it with the chronograph to gauge the speed of an object, such as a car on a race course. You start the chronograph when the car begins the kilometer, and then you stop When the car finishes the kilometer, then you look at the number adjacent to the chronograph. Okay, so that car was going 240 kilometers per hour. Vertical clutch, it's a Dubois-Dupraz 2840 vertical clutch chronograph module, so there's no extraneous motion to the seconds hand when you start it up, and you can leave it running without additional wear and tear. It's a very smooth engagement because of the vertical clutch. We have red registers, and as you can see, the red really pops. We have the classic sporting tritone here, seen on many sports chronographs in the 60s and 70s, red, white, and black. And then we have a silvered track outboard, the Reho acting as the tachymetric scale, baton-style hands. If you look carefully, you can see there's a little bit of red trim around the date magnifier for good measure. Screw the crown out. You see, we've got a hacking or stop seconds function, which is inherent in the JLC 899 base movement here. We've also got a instantaneous jumping date and a quick set for the date. And the reason the date appears to be buried so far beneath the dial is that the base caliber carries the date. The chronograph module is on top of that, so you're looking down past the module to the base caliber date. 4 Hertz, it is a unidirectional winder. This is based on the 899, not the 889. You can see the display case back with the Tor Auto logo. So the 899 had some upgrades, a Spire-style gearing for greater efficiency, unidirectional winding with ceramic bearings for greater winding efficiency, a free-sprung balance for more precise adjustment as well as greater shock resistance, and you got a 38 to 40 hour power reserve vertical clutch chronograph module from Dubois-Dupraz, stop second, quick set. This is called the 2326 with the 2840 module on top of it. This is one of the great Royal Oak Offshore limited editions G-Series watch, again 2009 model year, 100 pieces. A watch that in a lot of ways is up there with the Orchard Road and the Yarno Trulli and the one Pablo Montoya and the End of Days among the really great Royal Oak Offshore limited editions, and this one in particular has stood the test of time. So reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.